All right, Sam. Well, thanks so much for taking the time to do this session with me, and I'm excited to connect with you. And for everyone watching, Sam Hipp, he's been my what do we term you as? You're my social media man, my
Yeah.
video guy,
Manager, something like that. I don't know.
social media manager.
Yeah.
We gotta we should have come up with a really cool professional term before going live here, but that's all right. We'll come up with it later. Um, but you're also a musician,
Hmm.
and um, you help your family run your family business.
Hmm.
And ever since I've gotten to meet you and we've been working together, I've been impressed by your professionalism, by your skill set, by just like you're just very my perception of you is very calm, collected, present, just guy with a really good heart and a lot of great skills. And that's been, inspiring to me. And I really have appreciated the opportunity to work with you and have you support the work that I do.
Hmm.
So
Thank you.
I'm
Yeah.
excited to just connect with you a little more right now. And then we're also going to use this time to have you share a real life, challenge or problem that's arising for you and go into it so we can share an example of what this work that I do looks like for people. So
Yeah.
thanks for being willing to do that.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. This is. Yeah.
So Sam, could you just give an introduction of yourself, just whatever, general things you'd like to share about you, about what you're really passionate about right now in your life.
Yeah. So yeah, right now, like you mentioned, I'm a musician. So I do mainly dance music. If you guys are familiar with techno or house music, that's kind of my niche. And I also do commission work. So actually, the music that is the intro and outro music for your YouTube channel, that's I made that. Um, and yeah, I do some other more orchestral stuff on occasion. It's whatever whatever clients want. So yeah, I do that. Um, I've recently, since the pandemic started, started doing live streaming. So I'm live on Twitch at least twice a week, and yeah, I perform mainly as a DJ. So I play dance music on my streams, and yeah, and then outside of that, as you mentioned, I also work at my parents brewery. It's Five Rights Brewing, based in Marysville here, Marysville, Washington. And so yeah, I work there sometimes and help out when I can. So that's mainly my, I don't know, sources of income outside of work with you. But yeah, that's me right now.
How would people find your music?
Oh yeah, so yeah, I should mention how you can find me. So I'm my name's Sam. Actually, it's not showing up. The last name isn't showing up, but Sam Hipp, Hipp is my last name, and I just go by that name as my artist name. So Sam Hipp official on pretty much all social media. Also on Twitch, that's my user handle, and I think on SoundCloud it's just Sam Hipp. It's not official. Um, and so you can hear all of the music, all of the my artistic stuff, not the custom or the client stuff. So yeah, that's where you can find me.
Awesome, man. So, yeah, is there anything else you want to share that's really that you're really passionate about right now? Even outside of your music or outside of your sources of income, what kind of stuff do you really like to do?
Yeah, so I'm a pretty big nerd. Like I like techie stuff. I like kind of, I don't know, yeah, nerd, I guess you could say nerdy stuff like video games and stuff like that. So I am also involved with my sister. My sister runs a game review site called GameRavenReview.com, where we review like independent developers games. And yeah, so I've written one review for that, and there's more in the pipeline for that. It's not really work, it's just kind of like that's what I'm into, so I do that
Right.
too. And yeah, so video games and tech stuff. I recently moved in with my girlfriend here in this apartment, and one of the first things I've done is upgrade our Wi-Fi and upgrade our network here and everything. So yeah, that's kind of
It's your
kind of,
specialty.
but yeah.
Yeah, nice. Doing like the kind of stuff you do for me, like kind of managing my social media and helping me, get in order the stuff that I don't understand at all and editing videos for me. And you're going to this video that we're recording right now. Is that work that you would like to do for more people if that work kind of started flowing to you and people were hitting you up?
Yeah, so yeah, I'm pretty new to this whole like doing it as a profession kind of thing. My education, I guess kind of going into my educational background. But I studied medical science actually in college, and that's what my master's is in sports medicine. Um, but yeah, after graduating, I decided it's kind of weird. I waited till I got my master's to decide that's what I didn't want to do, but like that's just how it kind of worked out. Um, and so yeah, it's been I don't know. Before the pandemic, I was already starting to shift that way. I was working. Uh, I used to live in Japan. Actually, I lived in Japan from 2014 until midway through 2019. Um,
Wow.
and
Yeah,
so yeah, about 5.5 years. And
cool.
my last couple of years in Japan, I was actually a professional DJ, like in clubs and stuff. So um, it's been kind of a weird, career path the last few years. But yeah, like I've really found that I enjoy this work. So yeah, I think it's something I don't mean to like self promote. I'm not
No,
like
I brought it up. I'm trying to promote you because
yeah.
I've been really happy with what you've done for me. So I'm trying to promote you. So anyone watching this who wants support, hit Sam up.
Yeah, yeah, I appreciate it for sure. Thank you. Yeah. So
Yeah. How was living in Japan? Did you enjoy living there?
oh, it was fun. Yeah, it's like there's a lot. I mean, it's 5.5 years. It's not just a month. So
Right.
there's a lot of good times, a lot and some bad times. Mostly good, I would say. But yeah, just the way it worked out. The visa situation, like as a DJ, you can't really get a visa unless you're making like $500,000 a year, that kind of thing. So um, yeah, the barrier for entry is really high, and just societally, if you're not Japanese, it's kind of hard to get in and fit in there. So, um, yeah, that was kind of the roadblock I hit that ended up being the reason I left. But
Mm.
outside of that, yeah, I would highly recommend anybody go and visit. And I still have a lot of friends that I talk to there, and uh, yeah, so I have all the love in the world for Japan. Like, yeah, I left there, but I'm definitely going back to visit and stuff. So
I've never been there, but it's on my list. It's one of the top places on my list. I think just being a martial artist, there's such a rich history
yeah.
there. The martial art I do, evolved from Japan. And so, and I've always had just a fascination with Japan. I also love sitting down and eating as much good quality sushi as I can.
Oh yeah.
So I look forward to when I can go. Um, yeah, that's awesome. Thanks for sharing about that. What right now? So, is there um, anything that you're really challenged by right now? By right now, personally, that's going on for you with your music career or with anything in your life that you would like to dive into during this session?
Yeah, I think mainly for me, like I mentioned, I've been kind of on this like crazy career path the last few years.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think for the first time my music career is starting to pick up, or at least I see a path forward. Before it was like um I would be booked, 4 to 5 nights a week in clubs, and that would be
Mhm.
my income. And then, and I kind of knew what I needed to do. But now, especially with the pandemic and not being able to perform live, and even when live events start up, kind of what the next step is and that kind of thing. And it's like I feel like I see some ways forward, but every time I want to get started on that, I run into some kind of like psychological block. That it's like I will kind of like mentally, I guess, know that that's the right way forward, but
Mm,
emotionally I'll feel like, oh, but I really don't want to do that for some reason, and I can't put my finger on it.
got
And
it.
so yeah, that's a big challenge for me right now. Um,
Are you able to um, put a feeling or an emotion on that when that block comes up? Is there a particular feeling or emotion that comes with that psychological block?
mm, um, yeah, I've kind of done some introspection on it. Part of it, part of it feels like paralysis of choice. Like part of it feels like when you have too many choices and you can't make one because you feel like you're missing out on something if you make a choice. Um, and so for me, sometimes I feel like there's so many things I could do that I feel like if I commit to one thing, I'll be missing out on the potential of all these other options.
So, what's the main feeling in that? Is it a fear? Is it an anxiety? What would you call it?
Yeah. I feel like it's more anxiety than fear. Um, yeah. It's and I yeah, it's almost kind of the feeling. It's almost kind of a guilt, I would say. Like it's a feeling like I've already done something bad even though I haven't even done anything yet.
Wow.
Yeah, that that's probably the closest I
Does
could.
it feel like the anxiety and the guilt go hand in hand, or does it feel like one is stronger than the other?
Mm. I feel like the anxiety is more of a physical thing I feel, like it's like a panic attack kind of feeling, but the guilt is more the emotion. And so they kind of go together, but I would say the guilt is more the emotional side. Yeah.
Got it. Yeah, it does kind of seem like they go together. Um, how strong on a scale of 1 to 10? When it comes up strong, how strong is it? 10 is just debilitating. One is like nothing.
Hmm. Um, I would say when it comes up, about 20% of the time I can just push through it, but about 80% of the time it's to the point where like I'll be sitting on my computer here with time to do whatever it is, but I have that feeling and so I'll just go to like YouTube or something and just be like, okay, I just need to distract myself from this feeling and not do it. And and then that makes me feel even more guilty. So
Sure.
yeah. So
Okay.
yeah, I would say it's probably a 7 or 8
Comes
usually.
up kind of strong. Yeah. How does it affect you? It
Um,
causes, I hear you say it causes procrastination. How else does it affect you?
yeah. I have noticed like uh it tires me out, like it fatigues me. So I've noticed days where that's more present. I feel more tired than days that I actually am able to just do stuff,
Yeah.
ironically, which like I mean you would think it's the other way around, the days that you actually work, you actually feel more tired, but it's not. It's the other way around. So.
Right. It's sort of like you're not, your energy is not flowing.
Mm, yeah.
Sounds like what you're saying. How do you want to feel instead?
Yeah. So it's kind of like um it's because that doesn't happen every time. And sometimes I'm able to get into a flow state where um like just a few days ago I pretty much made a whole 7 minute techno song that I'm actually really excited about in just about one day. And I was in that flow state the whole time. I knew what I needed to do. I was excited about it. And yeah, I got it done. But then the very next day, I was like, okay, I'm gonna like finish the mix down of this. And I just kind of sat around all day and didn't do it. And so yeah, it kind of I want that kind of flow state, that kind of like I know what I need to do and I'm excited to do it kind of thing. Or at least I'm, yeah, not, I don't know, not blocked from doing it by my own psychology, I guess. Yeah.
Got it. Okay. Cool. So what I hear you saying is you have this anxiety and this guilt. When it comes up strong, it's like an 8 out of 10. And what it can cause, it can fatigue you, on days when it's coming up really strong, and you're not feeling in the flow. You're not getting as much done. And how you really want to feel is you want to be more and more in that flow state and be really excited about what you have the opportunity to do.
Mm. Yeah, exactly.
So we'll go into a process around this anxiety and guilt. I'm kind of just going to lump it into one thing.
Mm.
Okay. Because
Okay.
I think, like you said, it's sort of like one aspect where, but the anxiety is the physical component and the guilt is the emotional component, but they're kind of working together. They go hand in hand, it sounds like.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah.
So what's going to make this process effective is you allowing yourself to feel everything fully and completely.
Mm.
Often what causes our problems or our challenges to persist is there's a constant struggle with them. There's a constant wrestling with them or pushing them away, so that I'm like, okay, I just need to push this anxiety aside so that I can do what I want to do. Or I just need to suppress it down so that I can function through the day. And that's often it's a very common choice that people think that's their best choice. But what I'm encouraging you to do is don't suppress anything, don't push it down, actually go into it more fully. And I'll be guiding you each step of the way through this structured process to help you integrate this anxiety and the guilt in a way that's going to benefit you the most.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
Do I have your full commitment to stay with the process through till the end?
Yes.
Excellent. Do you feel ready to begin?
Yeah, yeah, I'm ready.
Cool. Normally, I would tell people in the beginning of a session that everything we do is private and confidential. This session is not.
Yeah.
But
We're recording.
again, appreciate your willingness. I ask that anyone watching this, even though you're not going to be watching it live, anyone watching this later, just hold a loving and respectful space for Sam as you would want for yourself. And that's what everyone watching this will hold for you. That's what I hold for you here now.
I appreciate it. Yeah.
Sound good?
Yeah.
Okay. Feel ready to begin?
Yep.
All right, Sam, go ahead and close your eyes. You're back.
Yeah.
Okay, nice work, Sam. What are you more conscious of now regarding the problem that we started with?
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to put it all into one sentence, but yeah, I think realizing that there's no wrong answer, I guess. Like I've been, I don't know, pushing for an ideal this whole time, but
Uh,
knowing what that ideal was, I guess. And I don't know, through that I kind of figured out that there is no right answer and that's okay. Like
so if there's no right answer, what is there?
well kind of I guess that freedom that I felt towards the end of the kind of chain of I guess like parts of the aspect, I guess. Um
Yeah, we call it the goal chain.
okay, yeah, so
Yeah.
kind of at the end of that goal chain, um that freedom manifests itself in the knowledge that to be like there is no one perfect, I guess. And what I choose can be that and I'm free to make that choice, I guess.
That's a
Like
beautiful realization. That's awesome. How do you feel about the goal that you stated you wanted to achieve, is feel more of that flow state and feel excited?
yeah. I think it kind of helps Thinking about it now, like uh before, I think a lot of that fear was coming from the feeling like I'm making the wrong choice in what I choose to work on or what I choose to do. And now feeling that freedom and that feeling that there is no wrong answer, that whatever I choose and whatever I work on will be the right answer. Um, that, yeah, is really kind of, it's liberating. Yeah.
Like it's about your freedom of choice a
Yeah.
little bit more. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like the
Well,
fear of failure, sorry, the fear of failure or the fear of not making the right choice, I guess, um, is greatly reduced. That's how I put it.
that's awesome. What is it? One of my mentor, Satyan, who we did an interview with a while ago, I was on a call with him this morning, and he said a really wonderful quote that this is what you're saying is reminding me of, and I just want to pull it up real quick. He said, "The power of your choice is the greatest gift that God has given us.
Mm,
The power of your choice is the greatest gift that God has given you." So it's a very simple thing. I'm sure we've all heard things like that, right, over time. But what I love about this kind of a process is it's not me telling you about that. It's not someone telling you that idea. It's about you coming to that depth within yourself, discovering what the ultimate purpose is of that seeming problem, right? Turning that internal enemy into an internal ally, and you coming from your own direct experience and realization, sharing that wisdom,
mm, yeah.
sharing that timeless wisdom that's in so many different scriptures and so many different traditions. It's you having your own direct experience of it. And I
Mm,
think that's the powerful thing that allows you or anyone to make a real shift with these processes.
wow. Okay. Nice. Yeah. It's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's the power of your choice, power of your own freedom, that we have the freedom to make our choices. And I love what you said about it's not about there being one particular perfection. It's the perfection is how I'm living out my choice,
Mm,
is sort of what I heard you say.
yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Anything else that was good about this process for you?
Um, yeah, I guess it kind of it helps. I think it just kind of gives me reassurance too. Like before, even when I was able to push past that feeling, I would still not be 100% committed because I felt like, okay, well, what if I'm making what if I'm not quite doing the right thing here? Um, and so I think that really helps with it too. So, um, yeah, I guess it's reassuring to know that like I'm not making the wrong choice because there is no wrong choice. And so yeah, I think that'll help with kind of like resistance to commitment, I guess, if that makes sense.
Nice. Yeah, and there's a lot to reflect on there too, I think.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Um,
there's a lot of ramifications to this. So
um, anything else that was valuable for you about that,
Mhm.
just
um
about that experience?
yeah. I think it'll help my creative mind too. Like I do find myself even when I'm in that flow state, like I find myself kind of um like I know it's kind of a drama or like improv reference, but there's a no block where like when you're doing improv or you're doing drama, you're not supposed to say no to your partner. You're supposed to accept every idea that comes and kind of just run with it. And I think that's been related to me doing that no a lot recently. And so I feel like it'll help ideas to flow a lot more too
Nice.
at work. So yeah.
Very cool. What's your new narrative?
Um I don't know if I have a narrative. Like, I guess like You mean like what I would tell people that I'm
Or
doing?
even tell yourself, like, you didn't say these exact words, but essentially, for example, what we could say about the old narrative was, let's see my notes so that I'm saying this correctly. The old narrative could be essentially like, um, I have this paralysis of choice and I feel anxiety and guilt, and it causes me to not do things.
Mm, yeah,
So then what's the new narrative?
yeah. So I guess yeah, the new narrative would be um, I've got some newfound freedom through the knowledge that there is no such thing as perfection and there is no wrong answer in my choices. And it means that I'll be more creative and or I guess I'm more free to be creative. Um, and I'm more free to be spontaneous and like more, I don't know, off the cuff. Um, and sometimes that means bad ideas, or not bad ideas, but just like imperfect ideas will get through. But there can be more good that comes through that. So it's okay.
Yeah. I'm texting you what you just told me.
Oh, cool.
Said, I've got an, I've, so I essentially, I wrote the gist of what you said. Your new narrative, which is incredibly awesome. I've got newfound freedom through the knowledge that there is no such thing as perfection. I'm more free to be creative and spontaneous.
Yeah, exactly. I love it. Yeah. That's how it is.
Awesome.
So,
Okay. What's one action that you will take in the next 24 hours to help yourself live this more fully?
mm, um, one thing that I've been kind of I guess I'll procrastinate less in general, at least in the like definitely the next 24 hours. One particular thing that I've been kind of procrastinating on um is I'm supposed to, but like I told a record label that I would be finishing an EP and I just haven't gotten around to starting the final track of it yet. So um yeah, now that I feel, and it's been that feeling, it's been like, okay, this, I have to follow up this other song that I really like, that I am excited about. I have to follow that up with something equally as good, and it has to be perfect. And now I feel like it's okay if it's not perfect, it'll be good.
Yeah. And how about, even if can I offer a framing of that thought?
Yeah.
Or even saying, okay, I made this song that I really like, and now I need to follow it up with another song. Instead of making the next song in comparison to the other one, just cut the comparison.
Mm,
Just say, this next song, I have to make a song that is an expression of this moment right now, of me, Sam, here right now. This is a whole new expression. And this song is going to be the perfect expression of now,
mm, yeah.
right? Not in any comparison, but just what is here and now,
Yeah.
just what's coming through now.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. I think, yeah, I really like that.
When are you going to start?
Yeah.
By when?
Probably this afternoon. I did mention like I have a meeting at my parents' brewery
Yeah.
afternoon, but yeah, today, like I might even start in the time that I have before then. So yeah.
Awesome, Sam. Well, any other words to just, any word to complete? Any
Um
words?
oh yeah, just thank you. And I don't know. I'm pretty introspective. Like I think about this kind of thing with myself a lot.
Yeah.
But even then, like so I was kind of actually surprised. I didn't really think I would come to, I don't know, I was silently pessimistic, if that makes sense. I thought like,
Yeah.
okay, I think about this stuff with myself all the time.
Yeah.
What am I not figuring out? And then yeah, but we figured something out. So it was
It's going beyond just like thinking about it, and analyzing and thinking sure can cause some benefit, but it's the thing that is the next extra step to really create what we call an integration
mm,
of an aspect, is fully going into the feeling of it and
mm,
attaining its purpose, its goal.
yeah.
So I could jam on this with for hours, right? Obviously, we have a limited amount of time right now, but maybe we can have another time to jam on it. But I want to respect your time. We went quite a bit over, so um, we'll wrap it up now. But thank you for being willing to do that, Sam, in a way that shares this work with others.
Mm,
Thank you for being a dedicated person to your path and to going deep within yourself, and for also being someone who's helping me, spread this work in a big way. It's just the beginning, I think, of this, of me sharing this, and
mm,
I'm really excited to keep sharing it with more and more people. So, thank you so much for your embodiment and your work
yeah.
that you do.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I really appreciate it.
And yeah, I think we'll sign off now, and I'll look forward to connecting with you next week if I don't talk to you sooner.
Awesome. Yeah, sounds good. Thank you.
Start that track.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what's on my mind right now. So
All right, man. Nice work, Sam.
thank you. Have a good one.
All right, you too. Hey, thanks for watching this interview. I hope you feel uplifted and inspired by what was shared. Make sure you like and subscribe to my channel to make sure that you see all the other awesome videos that we have coming up.